Rewriting the rules. Welcome to the Game Changers Talk Show. It's RUKE and several other characters, sometimes called friends, are gonna take you on an epic adventure of business insights and office mischief. Play along as we win the game of business. Let's play.
It's like the studio audience is missing today. It is an empty one. All right, we are going to have a good time. Welcome, everybody, to this is kind of like part 2, selling with LinkedIn and beyond. And welcome to Sales Day. We're going to talk about selling. We're going to do a little bit of role playing. The whole point of today's broadcast is that we're going to get very, very real with our sales so that you get very precise language, precise things to say to sell without leveraging pain points, being gross, or anything like that. And that weird, those weird things that people do, you know? I had, it was so weird. I had 2 sales experiences this morning. And by the way, I love doing it through chat and text, right? Now, I hate to say the R word, the relationship. No, you're not building a real relationship with them, but you are able to have a business conversation, you know, and we can talk about some tips on this as we get through this. But it was super interesting. I had a couple approaches, and it's weird. It's weird. So one person, and I looked at what they did, and I digged what they did. I was like, I dig what he does. I was like, this guy's cool. I dig this, right? But then through chat started selling me something entirely different. Right? Do y'all ever get that? Like, what? What? And then starts telling me how to do a good job selling. Starts coaching me on selling. In my LinkedIn. And it's like, you know, I have some thoughts on how to improve your LinkedIn. And I'm like, there's a point to this. I'm like, okay, cool. I want to see where this goes. And it was obviously a copy and paste, but added like a sentence for me, right? Because it was so long. It was a whole dissertation, right? And it's obviously they're thinking all that. And I just let it sit there. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, I want to have this conversation, but I don't know if I want to have this conversation. You know what I actually felt? I don't know if I want to give this guy, I don't think he's worthy of the magic. I don't think he is worthy of the magic. I'm like, I want to help people, but I'm not going to, no, I'm not. Because I was going to say this, but I didn't. And this is what I wanted to say. Yeah, but you didn't even ask me how well my LinkedIn converts. Like, how many times has someone told you you're doing something wrong, you need to do this, just because they're ignorant, can't relate to you, right? Because they don't get it, because they're not on your level. They can't catch up to the speed or see what you're doing. I even gave this person my funnel. I put my my LinkedIn funnel, the video that I saw, I put this a post, and I said, because he asked, well, how do you sell on LinkedIn? I said, well, here's exactly how. And he started chiming in. I'm like, you didn't watch the video. You clearly didn't watch the video. He just went right past that, ignored it, and then started preaching to me what I could do based on his understanding, not even under our understanding. And so this is what's wrong with sales. When you have a quick judgment about somebody who's doing something that you know you can help, but you don't investigate and you just throw it out there and it becomes abrupt and you're like, no. And of course, this is also, one thing he picked on my banner. He picked on me, he's like, you know, it's really is ambiguous. And your headline it's really short. I'm like, yeah, of course. Because, you know, if it's long, no one can actually read it, dog. But I didn't want to say that. And I was like, yes, it's ambiguous. But what was hilarious was this person's LinkedIn banner says specifically a call to action for one business. And he's promoting, selling me a whole nother service that has nothing to do with this business with another brand. I'm like, what are you talking? That's so weird. I love the way we do LinkedIn. I love it because they look so bad on that other side. So how many times when we're looking to work with someone, see, this is why this works. This is why this works. If you're connecting with people because you're genuinely interested in what they do, that's why the when you're selling, you have to, and that's why LinkedIn is amazing because you get to see the world of them unless they don't have like accurate information. They're like, you know, sleight of hand in you. But you can see what they're doing. You can find what they're interested in. You can read their posts. You can relate to them. When you find something interesting about someone and the conversation is around that, they want and they're open to what you sell. Make sense? And when your conversation is around what you're interested and you're making them see, you're making them feel, and it's a real feeling, so it's not a trick, making them feel seen and heard. That's what matters. Not jumping in, telling them what they need to change. Because we don't receive it. Now, maybe mass numbers, if you're copy and pasting, maybe it'll work to a degree. I mean, it's kind of like that one person that we talked about. By the way, I found out closing rate's 10%. I'm just saying, right? And even I think that's a stretch. The other day when I talked about this guy, he was like, "Oh yeah, my closing rate." No, it's 10%, and that's even a stretch, I believe. But when you come at it like that, it doesn't build the right type of relationship. It's another conversation I had with someone who is like really loves y'all. They're like, "Oh, you're people." And by the way, if this is somebody in the room who just joined, you see, I do tell the realities. Okay, you don't have to identify it. I don't think it was, but I was telling someone, they're like, "Yeah, I know it was. Yes, you're not. They're not here," and they're like, "You have really great people." I'm like, "Yeah, I only talk to interesting people. Thus, I only have people who I hang out with that are interesting." You know what I mean? That's why finding what's so interesting about people and relating them on that level is because you're building a whole world that you actually can get excited about. Rather than not preach, I like the word preaching, rather than like dictating to them and telling them what they're doing wrong when you don't even have the basic information. I love sitting there in these arenas at networking groups where people are sitting there advising people on their brand or on their message. And I sit there and go, wait, but you don't even know how it's working. Right? Y'all see that from me as we do things. I can look at your website and people go, "RUKE, what do you think of my website?" Well, I can tell you aesthetically if it's good. I can infer that I'm good enough to infer what you're trying to do to tell if you're hitting a point. But that doesn't matter until I know, is it working? That's the number one question. What's working? What are you loving about it? See, and let me give you another little thing. I'm triggered this week. I think I'm triggered this week. Am I not? So let me give you another thing. Another person said to me, "I like this guy, by the way. I genuinely like this guy." I was like, "You're a good guy." And he's like, "Well, I'm in this LinkedIn program. This is no acting. This is it." "Oh, that's awesome. How you like it?" "Well, blah, 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 blah." "Okay, get it. And, I'm getting an appointment a week." I said, "Okay." All right. My scale. That ain't nothing, but okay. I mean, Random Acts of Networking gets you that. And he's doing a Random Act of Networking. And I said, "Oh, yeah." He says, "Yeah." And I said, "Do they cover sales?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, they give us a script." I lit up. "Oh, tell me. I want to hear your script." Just like that, because I'm like, "Baby, I want to hear the script. I like, please tell me the script. I got to hear the script." He's like, "Really?" I said, "Yes, sell me. I want you to sell me right now," because I love sales. Okay, and he started going down it. And it's like, "So what's your biggest challenge right now? What's the biggest pain point you have? What's going wrong for you?" I'm like, "Oh man, we're going down this path. I hate this path. I love the path, but I hate the path. I love it when crappy people do it. I just don't like it I hate it more when good people do it." And I'm like, "Wow." And I said, "Okay, so let's talk about that. Those questions. You're trying to discover my pain points." "Yeah." And he goes, "And I'm asking in a way so that you just sit in that." And I said, "Okay, so let me understand what you just said." I want to throw you back what I just said, because I want y'all to hear this, right? He was asking me what's not working, and what's the effect of that in my business, and what does that what's that cost me? You know what I mean? He's going down those things like you don't have the solution, right? And he wanted me to sit in it because that's what they're training. You got to sit in that negative, real place. And I said, "So that's the effect you want on the world?" He goes, "No, but that's sales." I said, "How's that sales? You're going to get broken people." And I'm all about fixing. Y'all know this. I'm all about fixing and uplifting. But I was like, "Dude, you're going to make people feel horrible to buy from you? That's why leveraging pain points don't work. It brings crappy clients in under the wrong premise." And I said, "Dude, it's not even you. This is not you. I said, "That's horrible. That's not who you are. That's not your energy." He goes, "Well, no, it's not." I said, "Does it feel good asking those questions?" "Well, not really." I said, "Exactly. Why are you doing so?" That's so weird. I said, why don't you talk about what's working? So contrast to that, the answer to y'all, what's working? What do you love about that? By the way, when people start doing that, they see you as the champion. You're championing them. And they will volunteer what's not working. Most times they will. You don't have to put the challenge in front of their face. Now, if that doesn't come across, like if that doesn't show up, and you like, okay, let me say it this way: when someone's like, "Oh yeah, this is great, this is great, this is great," and it's what you offer, right? Because we've had this before. We've had this conversation, and you're sitting there, and your gut going, "Well, they don't need me." Right? Y'all have had conversations like that because when you have the positive conversations, that might be an outcome, right? But first of all, it's a good conversation because you feel it's a good feeling, right? It's not the negative leveraging pain points and manipulating people. None of that crap. It's a good feeling. You're uplifting them. You're championing them, and you might go, "Well, they might not need me here." I don't see. And I said that to people, like, "Wow, yeah. I mean, it sounds like you got nailed. You got dialed in. That's amazing. I love that stuff. I mean, it sounds like you're good." And they go, "Yeah." I said, "Well, let me ask you this. What's missing?" That's a question to ask. What's missing? That's not what's not working. What are you stuck on? How does that make you feel? No, it's like, what's missing? Oh, well, RUKE, this is missing. I don't like this. And I'm like, oh, boom. Now we can have a conversation. It's a magic question, what's missing. I don't pull that out front. I pull that after I listen to what's working for them so I can hear where they're going. And when they say that, it's a different type of energy. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Now, again, did not feel worthy to give that magic out. To you, yes. But to them, I'm like, nah, you still got some learning to do. You can picking on my banner. Really? It's like one of the greatest banners out there. Paul, hit me, buddy. What you got? Speaking of banners, I love you. I think I said this before the recording. I love your background.
You know what? Plug me in, please, next Tuesday, because I'm working in the background. And this was one of the graphics I was looking at putting in here. So thank you for the confirmation on that. Anyway, I'm chiming in now because I cannot resist. Several years back, I wrote a call center script.
Wait, hold on. You just keep talking. I'm sorry. I want to do something for you as soon as you're talking. Keep going. Sure. I didn't mean to interrupt you, buddy.
Several years back, I wrote a call center script for a Fortune 500 organization, and they were putting it in place and getting great results from it. The story I'm telling you now is that I was on the receiving end one time when some guy from that call center called me and started using my own script, and I recognized it. And he was botching it so badly that I just played with it. I knew where to go with that. And finally I said, "You're working with a script, aren't you?" He says, "Yeah, it's really good." I said, "Yeah, turn to page 17 and just read me the line at the bottom." He says, "Goodbye." I said, "Goodbye," and I hung up.
Nice.
Oh, I'll give you this.
I couldn't resist.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. I love how we do ours with a framework, not a script. I mean, we use scripts, but they match your language. Yeah. I used to, when I started out as a phone jock, because I was let me hit this, because I was a very talented telemarketer. I did follow the script, and it didn't work to the degree that really worked until I started owning it, and I said, it's not what I'm saying, it's how I'm saying it. And it's also what I'm doing in between what I'm saying, not just listening, but listening and thinking and strategizing right then and there. And that's when it clicked. That's when I said, oh my gosh, I can really sell, because I got that. So that's awesome. Anybody have any other thoughts towards this? When you're leveraging, or when you're having pain points leverage, when people are showing up the ugliness in your world instead of showing you the light and the hope, because that's what we're here for. Show them the light, the hope, and lead them, not the ugliness in it, right? Because gosh, that's horrible. Yeah. Let me get you up here, young lady.
I did have a
come hang out with me.
comment there.
Oh, wait. Let me get Dr. Joy first. She raised her hand. Good call, though.
No, it was okay. First off, let me say that I am gaining so much here and revamping everything. I don't make excuses. But RUKE for me, and I speak only for me, but I feel it's for everyone. I always hated get to their pain point, get to what they're struggling with. And what's missing is so much more powerful because it is about uplifting. Because what I'm about is more like a movement for women. And it's a very fragile type of thing that I'm about. And so the learning here is beyond impactful and amazing for me, especially at this time for me. And I just simply want to say I'm tuning in for the past couple of weeks here and just tuning in and listening, but I'm absorbing everything. And at some point, I have no reservations about what the outcome is going to be. And I simply want to say in front of everyone here, because I think maybe they might feel it, I absolutely am more than grateful for all of your wisdom and love that you're sharing with us. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. It's amazing. Love having you. Oh, no, I did. Okay, so AM, I see you, buddy. I want you to jump in for in a second. I thought I heard a lady's voice as I put up Dr. Joy. Who was?
That was me.
Oh, okay. Patrice, you want to add something real quick?
Yeah, like I've noticed, like as I've been working my business and making good progress, and all of a sudden, like everybody is like, what problems are you having? All this heavy stuff. And it's like, no, I don't. I'm good. This is working for me. I'm really focused here and all this. And I just started deleting all that negative, I just won't go there. And that's why, but I've always enjoyed coming here.
Thank you. This is the RUKE Love Show. I have you just reminded me of something. I want to throw this, and then AM, I'm going to bring you up. I want to pull something because you reminded me of something that something was said to me, and it was the weirdest question. Hold on. Because I want to give you the context of it because it was so weird. Give me 1 second. Lucky Singh. Oh, yeah. It was okay. It was how do you currently get clients through LinkedIn? Oh, okay. He said, see, this is like a leading question. Your Honor, that's a leading question. All right. So, thanks. What do you hope to get out of your time spent on LinkedIn? To be sold. What do you think? So, clients, client. All right, clients. All right. How do you currently get clients through LinkedIn? And I gave him my what the funnel. I'm like, well, precisely this, right? By the way, this guy has another business that I talked to him about. Like, I love this thing. I want to know more about this. And then he switched it to this midstream, which is weird. All right. And so then it goes, so content, how's the engagement? DMs, right? Again, he didn't watch the video, but that's not the point. And I said, oh gosh, watch the video. There's magic there. And has my DM process, and you'll love it. So I'm like, okay, come on, let's win this guy. So then he hits me up. So what's the problem? Like, I'm not sure I have a problem. What are you saying? You know what I'm saying? But understand how that comes out, because he's asking what's not working, but he doesn't know how to ask the question. He literally asked me, I give him my process. I have a video on my process. And he goes, so what's the problem? Problem to what? I'm not sure I have a problem. And then I have some tweaks for your profile. And then seriously, paragraph. And I'm like, oh my God. Interesting. All right. Let's go to, so sorry, you triggered me on that. Because but again, why do you want to have that? And when I was talking to the other guy, it's a different guy. And I said to him, I said, you're a healer, right? He goes, yeah. So why do you want me to sit in my dark space? How's that? What? People be weird. All right. All right, let me get my friend up here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is AM. Yes, sir.
All right. So I, first of all, thank you. And I have to second what Joy said because, you know, I've just been here a couple of times. And in the times that I have been here, it's been very powerful, very supportive. And I love the community in it. But I can tell you, I am coming like this whole way of thinking is creating a perspective shift. It's shifting the way I approach sales and things because I've very much been taught about, you know, having people sit in pain and things of that nature and having them sit with it and long enough for them to, you know, make a decision to come out of it because I was told, you know, pain sells more than, you know, pleasure, things of that nature. So this is all different for me. I think for me, what I'm ultimately trying to get, because I came in here with purpose, is to better learn how to sell my high impact leadership program. And so, you know, again, having you to look over my stuff and things of that nature and insight, I'm very much open and welcome to it. I don't have like a direct question. I'm just really kind of like saying, this is, you know, why I'm here. This is what I'm looking to get out of it. And, just open to insights, you know, to better do this because I've had some experiences that we got all the way up to close and it went left, you know, agreed in principle, but it went left. And so I just know that I have to be better at what I'm doing, how I'm presenting, how I'm positioning it. And you know, we spoke about it briefly, RUKE, in you know, when we first talked, but I just want to get better at it. I believe a few tweaks here and there will change a lot for me. So I'm just putting myself on the table and saying, you know what, I could use the help.
Right. And there we go. That's for you. That's what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you you're awesome right there to you. I love that. First of all, thank you, AM. Thank you. By the way, I love your participation. Welcome to the club. Welcome to our world, right, everybody? Welcome to our world. Look at the Game Changers. What you're saying though is important. That's powerful. So this is I know that you're just jumping in, but I appreciate you sharing that, right? You didn't have a direct question, but you're sharing something that's important, and you are sharing a challenge. So let me kind of hit this, all right? So, one thing that you said is you want to sell a high-end package. Who here has a high-end package? We all do, right? We all do. So when you're selling high-end package or high-end products, right? High-end clients, high-end offers, big companies. I'm just looking around, corporations, you know, big real estate firms, all those things. We have like big deals we want to do. Right? We all have a big deal that we want to do, that we have the capacity to do it. I can't think of a pain point that will get someone to spend. Well, okay, yeah, I've seen some of it, so it's kind of gross. But I can't. I just in a sober thinking, for someone to spend $100,000 plus with you, do that kind of business. I don't know, making someone feel shamed sitting in a pain point. Gosh, that's so bad. There's no humanality into that. And when you're talking about leadership, being the leader, AM, that's the important thing, because you're talking about, I'm selling leadership, and all of us sell some kinds of leadership, right? Right? Because listen, here's the secret. If you're a coach, if you're a good coach, you do a little consulting. If you're a consultant, you do a little coaching. Right? There's a big difference between two, but you do a little bit of that. And we're all doing, when you're in the service business, you do a little personal and professional development. right? We might not label that. That might not be a hashtag for us, but we all play in that field on some level. Understanding this in leadership, your job, anything that deals with leadership or working with a founder, CEO, or someone important, your job is to uplift them. Your job is to lead them to the way. And the reason why those stuff don't work for you, AM, and maybe why these deals didn't go through, is you laid them into despair. And it didn't feel good. I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying, when we use these old ways to you because you're getting rid of them, right? You don't want to lead someone into the darkness. You want to lead them to the light. You're the hope. So part of this, as you're stepping in, buddy, is you're owning the power of your brand, the power of your intellectual property, the power of your preaching. And when we start showing up like that, I'm going to tell you this, even the follow-ups are easier. So see, like, you know, my conversation when we're doing sales is like, look, let's talk money to the side. Let's make sure this is a good thing for you, right? Let's problem solve. Let's one decision at a time. You don't necessarily always want to bring that to the same conversation, unless it makes sense to, right? But you want to get them to the decision of, yes, I like this. This is what I want. I like it. That's where I want to go. And if you're taking people to a journey of positive, meeting their goals, they will say yes to you. You can't. Our yes formula talks about what are the results you want. How soon do you want that? I didn't forget my yes word. Stop it. How do you want the process to work? Those are all positive, moving forward conversations. There is no room to, well, how's it hurt? Right? That doesn't make sense. And when people go, well, I want this, and I want to happen this way, and I like to do it this kind of process, and I like to do it in this timeline, you become a really good customer service order taker. Not a lazy salesperson, because there are some lazy salespeople that are just order takers. But I'm just saying, all you're doing is you're crafting their future with you. And they tell you how they want their future to go. You can't have that uplifting, forward momentum, excitement, healthy conversation if you're leading them in despair. And the light is the great way. You uplift them because here's your goal. Your goal to meet with everybody, and not just you, everybody here. Your goal is to create a super fan or a client. A super fan or a client. So that means when the universe puts you in front of someone, your job is there to change their life for the positive and leave them off better than you received them. And when you do that, you're creating super fans. You know what? You just might get some clients. So thank you very much, AM, for that inspiration. Did that nail? Did that land for you on some? Yeah. And so now, when you have that dream,
Yeah, that was good.
Cool. When you have that vision, that new dream, that the result, the new them casted out, their new place, the new whatever. When you have that goal now in common and agreed upon, your whole follow-up is fun. Hey, you want to go get that now? Hey, let's do this. Let's get there. Hey, I believe we can get this done for you. I believe you can do that. Let's do that. You don't have to say, does it still hurt? You don't have to say that stuff. Dig it? Grandma said something about flies and honey. She was right. All right. Thank you. Let's get all right. Let's get Glenn up here. Glenn, come up here and hang out with me. What you got, sir?
So RUKE, fundamentally, I understand the concept of not wallowing in pain and all that. RUKE, as you understand, we work with manufacturers and large facilities groups to understand where their processes are constrained or using maybe bad words, broken, where their pain points are, because we focus on fixing those.
Yeah.
So
I think I know your question. and you're already saying part of my answer.
So I'm going to push back on you and your rant.
Wait, you can challenge me. All right, let's do this. I love that.
Because that's one of the ways that we help organizations is identifying where they're having those challenges and then saying, okay, let's work with you to overcome those challenges.
But that's a different conversation. I thank you. Right. Let me add to my thought. Not finish.
Let you rant some more.
Yeah. Let me rant. Yeah.
Okay.
You're so sweet.
So
You're so sweet.
my true self is revealing itself here. I'm not always a quiet person.
I appreciate that. You're awesome. Thank you, sir.
RUKE knows that, but the rest of them don't.
Yeah. So let me go back to what I said, and let me spend a moment on this, okay? Because what you're bringing is very, very important. What I said was, if you ask about where they want to go, where they want to be, how would they like the process to work, what kind of results do they want, and you start having that positive, they generally will also tell you what's broken. The difference is you don't want to be the one putting them there. And you don't want to sit there and leverage when they go, this is what's going wrong, against them. And by the way, when I said that you said the answer, right? It's okay to identify the problems. What do they want to fix? That's perfectly fine. I mean, that's part of the conversation. It just shows up differently than you putting them in a dark place and force them to admit something's not working well for them. And it might be their fault, mismanagement, bad choices, whatnot. Y'all see that shame? Right? But here's what it is. When it does start showing up, right? And when you talk about, well, what's missing, or, what do you want as a result? And, what is it, in a dream scenario, how does this look to you? They're going to identify where they want to go and speak to and point to what's not working. And when it shows up very, directly like that, your whole answer, this is why I said, Glenn, you said the answer is, awesome. You want me to fix that? Awesome. Let me get that straight for you. Let me make sure that doesn't happen again. But see that's a different response than, so how does that make you feel? And what's the result of that? And what are you missing out on?
I'm sorry, Ruke. So the engine nerd over here doesn't have touchy-feely conversations.
Listen,
I'm sorry, I had to go there.
I got to introduce him to Doug, right, y'all? Doug does 410Ks, and he's very analytical. He's super analytical. Well, I don't, but hold on. But you can jump into that. No, I appreciate that. But you can jump into that because I'm making a wide audience answer here. But you can jump into that when you talk about where do you want to be, what are your goals, and all that kind of stuff. You can jump into when they start identifying what challenges they're having. Is I'd love to fix that for you. Let me fix it. That's what you can lean in on that. And you said the word, and I'm giving it back to you because now you're talking about a positive moving forward, getting things done in a direction they want to go. So I appreciate. Yeah, go ahead.
I said thank you.
Yeah, and I appreciate you bringing it up because that's a good point. Because they're going to bring you their challenges, right? And when they bring you your challenges, your job is not to sit there and dig deeper into it to make them feel bad. Your job is identify and go, well, here's a great solution. Let's get that fixed.
Right.
Now you're nailing it.
I think some of the at least a lot of the higher end coaches that I've worked with are in the same boat that I'm in that when you're working with high performers, being able to talk with them in the space that they're at and drawing them to the place where they can say, here are my issues. Great. I'd love to help you with those. Is to me the key to, as I shared with you, Ruke, when I was talking with you, getting people's head going up and down, because then they understand that you get them. And then you're well on your way to the sale because they're already agreeing with you.
Yeah. And part of this conversation, just to widen it up as well, again, is when you're dealing with high performers, high net worth individuals, they know what they want. And when you start having that conversation, they're going to tell you, well, I really want this one. I want this tightened up. They're going to start telling you what their challenges are. But again, they're telling you as the solution person, not the problem identifier. They're going to tell you their ambitions. And that identifies the inefficiencies that they have surrounding them. Their team's not able to do this. They're not able to support this. They're not doing this fast enough, right? You're helping them craft, and you're the person that is their partner in getting them where they want to go. Because if they are high performers or high net worth individuals or a combination of both, they know where they want to go. They just need someone who gets that and will take them there or help them get there.
So that's back to what you and I talked a little bit about.
Yep.
Is identifying with them clearly what they are saying their needs and outcomes are, what they desire, and then identifying the solution that you have that's going to help get them there.
Yep.
Providing the articles or evidences that you're the guy or gal.
Yep.
That can bring that to them.
Yep. And that conversation, I'm going to play with this because I'm also going through my own memory bank for the last week or so. And that conversation goes when they start going there, and then you start talking about the solution. You're keeping, let's get that fixed. And we definitely can do that. And I can see where I get it. I see where you want to go with this. So if we do this, that'll take you over here. What you're taking them out of is that negative space to the hopeful space that and that's when they write the checks. They write the checks for the solution, and they feel like you've already delivered half of it, meaning you're on their team, you're on their side. You're going to be the one that's going to be delivering this the right way, and that confidence there because you get them. You get them, meaning get them. You get what their challenges are. That's when they partner with you.
Exactly. The you get me.
Yep. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like I can see how that wouldn't fit for you. I get it, man. So this is what we're going to do, right? So now that's what I'm saying. That's when you're working together, and this is for everybody. Don't go back there in the dark space, because some people do that to themselves, right? And I get it. So let's focus on this. Don't have that conversation. Acknowledge it, right? Acknowledge it. I see that. I get that. But then move the conversation forward, because that solution is what they're going to pay for, not the therapy. Speaking of that,
right.
Here's Dan. He threw something really, really cool here. I think people respond better if you assume they're already working to improve their business. Most are. True. I'll give you a little ding. I often move the conversation forward. See, I was using your words, and I'm just giving you now credit for it. I often move the conversation forward with something like, what are you currently building to take your business to the next phase? Great question, but I did see your move forward, and that's why I did bring the conversation forward. There's a lot of forwards in that conversation, but that's the fun part. Now you feel like you're already working, you're already strategizing. You're on their team, and if they really have deficiencies in other areas of the business, you are the answer now. Yeah. Good thought. Good stuff. Good stuff. Who else has got a thought or a question? I did a little bit of RUKE rants. All right.
Hey, Rook, I was just going to bring up something.
Oh, you actually want to come and speak rather than hit me up in chat? Okay.
I'm trying to put stuff out there in the chat as well.
No, you're doing awesome. All right, come hang out with me. Come up here.
One of the things that you have spoken to is identifying the desired results.
Yes.
Yeah. And one way, it's kind of similar to what I was talking about before with my comment in the chat. One way that kind of brings forward some of those desires is that I'm usually working with a business owner that has some sort of strategic plan, or hopefully they do.
Yeah.
Usually I'm asking them, what are they most excited about? And they're looking forward to accomplishing with that strategic plan. Because if they do have a plan, they're going to bring up the thing that they personally are most excited about, and then I can build on that. And B, if for some reason they don't have a current strategic plan, then that's an opportunity to talk about that. And I'm not going to focus on that as like a failing, but it unearths that opportunity of like, hey, let's talk about a plan and what that means.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's awesome. And part of this, as we all play a little bit in the strategy role within what we provide, right? Because consultation, strategy, that's a common theme that we have. Logistics, that's a common theme that we all come into place. When you're having these conversations, it becomes what you want to leave them as a result is. I'm trying to make sure how to say this. I don't want to be flipped. Okay. Yeah. Small word done wrong. Yeah. The word today. So it is this attitude. Yeah. I get it. I'm right there with you. So let's do this to get there. Right. So let's do this. Yeah. I get that. I'm not minimizing their challenges. Right. So some people need to be heard. They need to get off their chest. Got it. Not a problem. But you want to avoid that as much as possible, because here's what you want to leave them. Like we're picking on pain points. I like picking on pain points. That's kind of funny. When that pain point comes back to them, they're going to say, what can I do about this? That's the person that can get me past this. Because you held the confidence of the conversation of where they want to go, and you're the one that can be there. You're already talking about the strategy. You have the plan. You have the talent. You're the one that had the conversation, and they go, who can actually get me there? Oh, yeah. Laura can get me there. Yeah, I need Laura. So you don't have to recognize them. You just got to be the person that shows them the most light path forward to the solution that they want and the way they want it. That's all you got to really do. That's awesome. Who else got a question, comment, thought? All right, let me ask you this. So right now, dealing with, I'm going to say, any deals that you have on the table, where are we with? What can I give you as a language? Give me some scenarios. And of course, love to talk about how to sell with LinkedIn. Love to sell as well. Don't let me forget about that. I'm getting into a lot of deep things here. So what do you have on the table right now? Whether it be someone that you're about to meet with next week, someone that you're trying to close a deal. Where y'all at? Who wants to go first? Yeah, Glenn. Love it.
So we're working on closing an engagement with University of North Carolina, Greensboro.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my brain just went zit again. It's a pretty high probability of closing it.
Yep.
Is to do an assessment on their facilities organization, and the remit is they have two different facilities organizations within the same university, and they want us to come and do an assessment of is that a wise thing to do, or should they just have one organization instead of two parallel ones? So so we're trying to work through the language and whatnot of the proposal to get them to yes.
Right.
So I'm not sure if I have a question in there, but nothing else. I'm excited about it.
Well, first of all, I love that. So you have a meeting coming up about it?
Actually, I'm writing the proposal now. We've met. It went silent for a little bit while they worked through some stuff. They came back and they said, "Hey, give us a proposal to do it." And so I'm working on finishing that proposal.
Okay, and I appreciate that. I'm going to make it wide here for a second. Okay, so within the proposal, do you have a scheduled meeting to deliver the proposal? And are you going to do it live?
Sorry, Ruke, my brain is really running slow right now. I have a follow-up meeting to get more details early next week to early next week. Sorry.
Okay. So here, let me talk to you a little bit about proposals. So everybody here, we all do proposals. This works with proposals, pitches, your pitch deck, your offer, all those fancy things. All right. So let's talk about this. So first of all, you always want to deliver your proposal live. You never want to just give it to them, right? You got to give it to them live. And if you're like, hey, I need to get more details, that's cool. Part of the way I handle that, because it's the whole conversation, the dance is letting them know that you're partnering with them. You understand that, right? That's the whole thing. The whole thing is not, well, you got to sign this and pay me before I do any work and use any brain cells on you. No, it's like, no, I'm in it. We're doing the work now, right? Even get to the proposal, you want them to feel like we're already working together. We're already jamming. They get us. Great language. I see the vision. I see where this is going to go. I can see how we can get the result. That's the reason why you sell in a consultative attitude. Now, your next meeting is, hey, you can say the H word and everything else but LinkedIn. Hey, I got some actual thoughts that I know that we can get there. I just have a couple questions to just ensure it's going to be exactly what you need. So what you're saying is, I have the solutions, and I just want to have a quick meeting to check a couple things to ensure it's going to get you what you want. That's better language when I said it the second time. But y'all see that? It's not, I need more details to give you a proposal. Well, no. And come to him and say, listen, I think we can do this and this, but what's this information here? Got it. Okay, then that's going to work. And then this, and this, and what's this information and what does that look like? Okay, got it. And so when you do that, even though it is getting more information to finish your proposal, you're doing it on the premise of you have a path to success. This is important. A path to success for them. You just want to make sure you're going on the right track that's going to get them what they want. Who's going to say no to that?
Yeah, so as an example, I've already done the work to do the research to understand what systems they use internally to run their maintenance. I've already found their org charts. And so in the proposal, I'm already referring to those pieces, but there's a couple of blanks in their org chart that are important for the proposal because it affects the proposal. So Those are the questions that I have to ask. I need clarification around this area and this area.
Yeah, but
sorry.
Right, but those details don't matter. Right? It does in you in the fact of doing the proposal. What I'm saying for you and everybody else is the reason for the meeting should be set in the language around the meeting for the meeting coming up to get that information is, I have our plan. I just need a couple things to ensure that it's going to get you the result that you want. And from that perspective, anybody, because I want them to come to this not like, okay, well, Glenn's going to ask us some questions so he can at least give us no. Glenn's worked on this already. He just wants to connect some dots to make sure it's going to get us what we want. Who says no to those strategy meetings? No one. Because you're giving them what they want. And you're coming in going, I got some ideas. I know exactly how this can work. There's a couple things I want to make sure that I nail down so it gets you what you want. However that language shows up.
100% agreeing with you.
Yeah. And so, and I say this here because here's how you sell with this stuff. With yours and anybody else. Right? Whether you do this verbally, whether you do this in writing, whether you do it fancy like I do it. Your job is to give them a path to success. You need to show them by working with you how they're going to get to where they want to be.
Right.
And as soon as they see that, and that's the conversation, even if we're showing them numbers, okay, so we're going to do this, and that's going to get us this. And when we do that, that's going to allow us to do that. See how that's going to get us there? Yeah. And then when we do this, that's going to really get us here. And then when you look back, they're going, yeah, I can see how that's going to work. Yeah, I can see that's going to work for me. I can see where this is going to go. And whether that is a consultative, verbal walkthrough, where they want to go to, a written to a fancy one, that is your job, to draft a path to success and walk them through that so they get the steps that gets them to what they want. That's how, and I literally do that with a slide. Y'all know that. You've seen it. I've shared it with you. It's one slide, and that shows their success journey with me and my companies. So I say that to you, all y'all need to be doing that. Cool?
So you're saying, I want to catch that one. So like this proposal meeting is a one slide success journey?
No.
Okay. That's why I asked that.
Yep. I feel
the slides, but
yeah. It depends. I haven't seen how you propose things, so that's hard for me to answer that. Okay, that's kind of like what I told you earlier. Let me I got thoughts, but let me look at what you're really doing. But it could be a verbal conversation, but your whole conversation is, we're going to do this to get you that. Okay, got it. And this is what I want to know, because this is where I want to go with you. But I just need to know this. Okay, got that. Great. So that can get you here. You see how that works there. That dance verbally is what you want to do. If you can put it in a verbal presentation, or I'm sorry, in a written presentation, even with milestones and timelines, oh, you have a winner. Because they literally see how they can get where they need to go. And that's for anybody. And when I say one slide, that's a monumental slide. To me, the rest is just fluff. Who you are, what you're about, blah, blah, blah. It's that slide that's a decision-making slide. That slide is a converting slide. That's when they're making a decision. Do I want to go on that journey or not? Does that journey look good? Do I understand it? Can I see myself on that and get the result? That's why that slide is so important. And it might be at your final proposal. Glenn, for you, it might be at your final proposal, because you might not be able to share all that information yet until you get these other pieces. I don't know.
But will you summarize that one slide for me again?
It is their journey of success.
Which is
timelines and milestones to get them where they want to be.
Yeah, here's the outcomes with the milestones, timeline, and result.
And how we're going to get it. And by the way, it is not 5 pages. It's 1 page. And I said it to everybody because a lot of us have inherently these things there, but we got to see it on 1 page, because if it's on 1 page and it's simple, it feels easy. If it's complicated and overwhelming, you're difficult to work with. Whether it be true or not, that's the feeling that we get.
Yeah.
Cool.
Clean.
Yeah. All right, Dan, you want to talk? Rather than me read your stuff?
Oh, yeah. I just, on that note of making things simple and easy for them and focusing, if I'm discussing different, I have different levels of engagement and different options. And I've discussed this with them, and we've agreed on the right approach. I'm giving them the formal agreement that they're signing off. Within that agreement, I actually list the other options that are available, but I'm just selecting the option that we've agreed on, and then saying here, sign at the bottom. Is that, I always approached it as like, hey, they can see the other options. I'm being transparent, but maybe I'm just confusing them.
You are.
Okay.
Yeah, you are. So, and I appreciate that. So there is, okay, so I'll show you where I do that. Okay. And I'm going to use, all right, so I'm going to show you how I do this, okay? So everybody kind of get it. So you got a menu. It's a bigger thing. It's a more complicated thing. I get it, right? That's what you're saying, buddy, right? So here is, this is Blink, a powerful combination of creative and business. This is my my agency. Pretty stuff. I'm getting to a point here for you, and here's my shopping list. You like that, Dan? How you like that, Dan? All right. So check this out. All right, let me take my face off of it. So basically, I'll show you how I sell this, right? There are 3 phases. We got our research phase, we have our building out your foundation phase, and then we maintain it for you. And, you know, typically what most people go right here is for your market research, about $9,000. There we go. And you need one customer journey. You don't need any of this other stuff right now. We can hold off on this. You might need a sizzle reel, but those are the only things you need. And you're beyond this right here. So you're actually going to fall right here in the middle for us to maintain it. From that perspective, I led them to a solution. All right. Now, what I did there for you is and I want to share this with you of what the effect of that is. You feel like you just shopped me, which is good. I want you to feel shopped. You see, oh, there's a lot of options, and you might want to ask about those other options. You also saw me say, I'm not going to sell you those things. You don't need those things. There's the trust factor there. This is consultation. Well, no, but wait a minute. I want to go deeper on that. Okay, and I've had people, customer journey. It's like 16. I'm gonna round it up. $16,000 for to build you a complete customer journey. Well, Rook, you know, I have 3 avatars. I said, okay, do you want to market to all 3 right now? Yeah, okay. Well, then, you know, it's $21,000. It's not tripled, but there's a little extra work. I'm like, okay, great. I feel better about that. You know, so that conversation happens, but that's co-authoring a solution with them within a proven framework. Make sense? And the proven framework is the phrases. Now, when I give them the final proposal, it is not having any of those options. It is one clear path to their success based on their goals. So when you're having an open conversation, sure, you can do that. You absolutely can let them co-author your menu of listing of services. And when you're dealing with something like that, I mean, you're talking about, you know, $100,000+, it gives them a sense of due diligence too. So it's a good thing to do from that perspective. But in the end, when you're doing the next meeting, because this is a solution, right? The next meeting to really look at the final numbers, that isn't a streamlined proposal. Dig, Dan? Awesome. Oh, we got this cool lady that wants to come up and talk to me. Wait, where'd her hand go? There we go.
It's still up. Listen, I'm so glad you showed that, because I don't know, I only speak for me always, but I don't know. I'm so glad you showed that, because I was on a total different path about a one-pager with solutions. And high end, middle, low end, it doesn't matter. That's an awful lot of information contingent upon what you're doing. And one of the things that I've received here and that you've delivered is that the more succinct and brief it is, one and the same, the better it is. So I'm so glad you showed that contingent upon what you're offering. So here's a question. It would seem that depending on what we're all doing, we need more than a one-pager per solution for the people that we're working with. Does that make sense?
Well, let me do this. So let me kind of explain more of what you just saw, right?
Yes.
Because that's beyond a coaching and consulting service. That's beyond a service company. Well, it is. That's building out websites. It's building out pitch decks. That's building out running ads, managing social media, right? There's a lot to it. So here's, first of all, my industry standard language. When you're at that level, those who are buying understand a lot of that. Not everything, because we're marketing people, right? We have weird language. So they're used to seeing those big things. What they appreciate seeing in that is transparency in numbers, just like what you're saying, Dan. Like, okay, you're not like making things up. They appreciate the theory of 1, 2, 3, and they appreciate what you're telling them while they know where they can go with you. Oh, we can do that later. That you're saying, let's not do that right now. So it's a lot of information. It's not meant to overwhelm you. It is to show, hey, there's a lot we can do, because you're talking about spending $100,000 to $250,000, right? So you need to have some things around that allows them to go, okay, here's where I fit within that great world. Right? Understood. It's not, you know, if it was too simple, they would not buy that at that level. Because again, it's $100,000 to $250,000 and it's for 12 months. If that's a 3 bulleted point thing, they're going to want to know a lot more. So it needs a little bit more.
Yeah. All right. It's contingent upon the
because let me so On the contrary to that, all right, so everybody sees this. Now this is for a simpler product. This is Game Changers. This is how we get you into revenue within 4 weeks. Here's your path to success. 2 hours here on Tuesday, 2 hours here on Wednesdays for sales, 2 hours for scaling. It tells you how many hours you need to be here, right? And also tells you the timeline and the steps of the strategy to get you there. That's a path to success. That is a big slide. Y'all all have seen that. Y'all made decisions based on that. Now, here's the other thing I want to show you. When it gets to, and again, just so you see this, here's explanations that I briefly go over, but this is the other decision-making slide. So, you know that customer journey, here it is. It's now visual. It doesn't have bullet points, but this, while it's a bigger package, is very simple to make a decision on. It's not complex. It doesn't have all these bullet points. Well, Rook, what is design and deploy a high converting? What does that mean? You know, let's not have that conversation. It's a funnel. So this, I'm going to tell you this right now, this is another good slide. That's a complex made simple. But again, that's a difference of $27,000 versus $250,000.
Yes.
Makes sense?
Thank you. That's a great clarification. Thank you. And the different variations, what you can do contingent upon the business you're doing. I needed to see and hear that. So thank you.
And for everybody playing at home, just go to Game Changers, Rook at Rook.com, email me, and I can get you any of that stuff. Yeah. I could not resist to do that. All right. Good question though. Great stuff. What so we're talking about fundamentals. How do we sell with LinkedIn? Do you want to talk? Who else has any other question? I want. By the way, thank you, Chris. I now see Miss Quinn. I was going to say I want to hear. I'm here to help you right now in your sales right now. Right. So yes, you're learning some stuff. Some of this is forward moving from you. Some of this is validation. But I want scenarios right now so that we get deals. Cool. All right, Miss Quinn, you got your hand up. Let's have a conversation. Come on up. Hey.
You didn't have to pull me up, but that's okay. I just wanted to know, and I know you've given us so many different pages. I've got almost a little booklet here of everything. But have you got a cheat sheet similar to these for pulling together your one-pager?
Define now, as in what you sell.
Yes. It's something I could hand out.
I wouldn't hand it out.
You wouldn't hand it out?
No. I don't want you to make a decision without me. I consult you. My job is to give you a unique path. By the way, I'm going to show everybody here. By the way, Dr. Joy, the other thing about this, going back to the Blink thing, it's all custom. Their plan is super, super custom to them. That's why it also has to have different choices, but it also gives standardization within it that gives proof rather than completely, I don't know, I got to customize everything. No, I've done this enough. I know what things cost. And I know what you need to pay to get the results you want. There's confidence in that. While there's a lot of things, there's some real good numbers on that people go, oh yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense, that makes sense. And it's clear. I just want to let you know that. That's also there. But I'll come back to you, Chrissy Queen. When I give out my materials, I give it out without the pricing stuff.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, something that, like if I'm meeting somebody at a networking session and they want more information, something I can hand to people.
Oh,
right?
yeah, like
Isn't
a flyer about the business. Yes.
Yeah,
Email me and I'll
I thought
get you
that was
one.
what you meant by a one sheet. No, am I misunderstanding?
No, that's fine. A one sheet about your business. Well, there's several things I say about a one sheet. There's a tip sheet. I also said a one sheet or one slide that shows the path to success. But if you're saying, here's basically what I do and kind of like your offer, a flyer like that, I do have that. Email me and I'll get you one.
Okay. Thank you.
Brooke,
Yes, ma'am.
lots of us would like that.
Okay. Yeah. I honestly, I got to find it because I think it's going to be more of one of my one sheets for your I'm sorry, experts like you. But I don't know if I got to see. I got like 100 formulas and I haven't looked at that for a hot minute. Go ahead, Laura.
Bring it tomorrow.
Listen, I love it. There we go. There we go. Good. Just bring it some more. But do email me and I'll make sure I get you something. All right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I kind of wanted it to take with me Friday. So if it's something I can pull together quick, would be great.
Yep. Not a problem. But I got to see what I have because I don't know if I have a precise one sheet for that. But I think I do. Cool.
Rook, I'm so glad that Christine asked that question because I'm thinking more like a flyer. And what you said about don't ever put the prices on there,
Yeah.
she clarified it for me and how you addressed it. So again, thanks.
Yeah. Pricing. It just depends what they want. That's important. Yeah, and Christine Skiff has a 5-page one pager. Well, but she's a storyteller. She does. She has it all on one slide, so they can make a decision. That's important. We don't. That's what people screw up their presentations. You don't give me all the information to make a decision, right? So give it me on one thing so I can make a decision. The rest is fluff. Now, when the storyteller like Christine Skiff, she's a publisher. It's got to have a little bit of a story to it. It's got to have a little entertainment feel. My stuff, that's why it has multiple pages. There's just one page for this and one page, but it's simple concepts. So I'm walking through a psychology of the brand. Yeah. Cool. So, any other questions here? What other questions you have about sales? What deals you got on the table? What do you need some thoughts towards? Some energy poured on? How can I get you? How can I help you get clients? Yes.
I just uploaded what I changed of that Apple a Day thing, and I was wondering if you could look at it and see. I think it's a lot. It's definitely a lot better. But
this is your one. Is this your one pager that has 5 pages?
Yes. For this project, yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. While today is not marketing, it is sales. So we're going to look at this. It's probably me that brought all this in. So let's go. Still want the players at home not to get confused with what we're doing. All right. Chapters are available in our next collaborative book, Apple a Day. I'd rather something. Yeah, that's got to go away.
Well, I know I didn't have that there, but everybody kept saying that they were confused because they didn't realize that I was selling chapters in the book.
Is that what you're selling?
Yeah. You said to have that one in for some people, so.
You don't need to have your payments plans here.
Okay.
What do they get? Where's my list of what I get for this?
Well, I had that in there, and you said take it out and put in why they want, because you said it was too much.
No.
And so so go back to the first page or the second page, not there. So there's what you get as far as what it does. You said instead of what they get, I should put what it does for them.
Well, same thing, but that should be there on the okay, yeah. So
because I had a whole list of what they got, and you said it was just too much.
No, I get that, but contrast it with mine. That's what you get. You can scan mine. You understand it's plain English. It's visually representative. I know what I get, and I can verbally walk you through it as well.
Okay.
That's where you know what I mean. I need a page like that because where's my decision page?
Okay, at the end.
I have no. That's not a decision.
No, one more page.
Huh?
There's one more page.
Wait. I'm sorry. What?
This page, the last page, is the decision page.
How's this a decision page? That's me contacting.
We'd love to showcase your story. There are limited spaces.
That's no. A decision page is I can judge what I want to get.
Okay.
This is what I get. Do I want to pay this much for this?
Okay.
That's a decision. There's no decision here. There's an explanation of how to pay. But you have cost.
So I need to bring back the page that had the listing
Possibly.
of all the different things.
Yeah, let me look at it. But you also need to be able to simplify it. That's the other thing is that it's got to be simple so I can understand it, that I don't have questions.
Let me give you that page, and then you can tell me what I need to do differently with it.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things you said to remove. So.
Hold on, my girlfriend's flirting with me.
You can go on to somebody else while I'm pulling it up. If
Yeah,
you want.
no, I gotta flirt back to my girlfriend. She's so awesome. All right, for those who don't know me, my girlfriend's my beautiful. I just realized that we have some new people here. Just to clarify, my girlfriend is my wife of 29 years. We're still sparking. That's why she's my girlfriend. All right. Anyway, so Christine, chapters are available for our next collaborative book.
Okay.
Great information for you, but it doesn't compel me. What's my journey? What's my opportunity?
Okay.
Join us in a collaborative. Be a part of this great collaborative book. We can talk more details on it. My point to this is what you should really go through is who cares.
Okay.
Right? Chapters are available in our next collaborative. Well, who cares? What do I get out of that? I don't care. Okay, great information, but what's in it for me here?
Okay.
Be the alternative selfishness.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. She's like, I'm sorry, y'all. She's flirting with me over there. My wife. All right. I don't know why she forgot. She knows I'm broadcasting right now, so whatever. All right, back to you all. So check this out. We got some things. And what do you think? Be a part of our collaborative book, An Apple a Day. Well, and that's wait. First of all, at least on that, Patrice is a actual call to action. It's a directive.
That's
right?
what I had to begin with, and everyone was saying that it was too confusing, that they didn't understand.
Well, I don't know who everybody is. I mean, I know who it is because I'm looking at them right now, but I'm just saying.
No, like I was actually talking to some people who have interest in the book, and they were like, well, I was confused about when you had be a part of our collaborative book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So.
Well, but see, okay, so let's talk about this. Right. Let's get into this. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is going to be a very high level conversation. It's going to be overwhelming to you. I'm just warning. Okay. We can continue the conversation, but let's have the conversation, and it's going to hurt someone's head. It's going to hurt some of y'all's heads, if not every single one of you. Okay? Can you use your pitch deck? Can you use your LinkedIn? Every piece of it sell. Can you use every piece of that to sell? All right? I'm going to go on the LinkedIn easy so you get it. All right? And that is telling you if you're in the zone or not. I'm going to show you my example. Can you use everything in your marketing in your sales language? So this is, I titled this show, I'm not going to retitle it, How to Sell with Your LinkedIn and beyond. We just discussed that beyond. Let's get to the LinkedIn so that we get that, and then let's take it beyond. Is that okay? But I think you'll get the LinkedIn concept on this. All right, so
Awesome. Thank you.
Can you use your LinkedIn to sell? Well, let's look at that. Can I use my LinkedIn to sell? Well, first of all, let's play. Despite LinkedIn gurus who think that's not a good banner, and I'm looking at my friends right now, who here, honestly, I'm looking at you right now, who here sees that banner and goes, yes. Yeah, exactly. That look, come on, everybody's got to answer. Okay, who here looks at that banner and says no? Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm going to ask this again. And I'm going to ask you that because that is part of the sell, the like, right? So that's part of my brand. So when you see that, does that sell? Does that sell you? Let's play.
It makes me intrigued. It doesn't necessarily sell me.
Yeah, but do you want to do business with someone who has that attitude, or do you want?
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I meant by sell. It's not a decision. Hold on. Good. Good point. It's not a decision point. That's not what I'm trying to say, but it does sell. Okay, helping entrepreneurs win every day. That sells.
That sells. Yes.
That absolutely right. So, hey, Chris, listen. Look, I help entrepreneurs win every day. Let me help you win. See how that sells? I can use that in a pitch. Now, you know me. It's all, listen, business is hard. That's why I say it's play. I made a game out of it. It's called Game Changers. So let's play. My call to actions on my signature, on my videos, everything is let's play. Right? So, by the way, that does sell specifically that way. So see, just 2 parts of my marketing, I'm going, this sells, but it's not gross selling. It's truth. It's powerful brand stuff. Now, obviously, when you come to my pin post, oh, okay, here you go. What the funnel? That's what the WTF, what the funnel, and I do spell that out. Unstoppable sales. Well, that obviously sells, but this sells because when you look at it, you're intrigued and you go through and go, okay, yeah, I want that. So all of this sells, and I can use it in sales. How do I use that? I've sent the what the funnel video to several prospects going, look, this is what I want to do with you. See how it sells?
Yeah.
And it helps them. It uplifts them. They learn like, oh my gosh. Right? They could take they can look at the what the funnel video and implement some of that stuff. My one sheets, do they sell? Heck yeah, they sell. You want the best formula on how to do your message? Well then, here you go, my handy dandy game changer formula. Ah, RUKE, thank you. They get to work with me vicariously through a piece of paper.
Yeah.
That sells all day long. So when you're looking at what you do, can you use it in sales? Well, you can't use your headline in sales if it has 50 different companies and your PhD in it. Well, you should work with me because I got 50 different companies. Maybe the PhD might be important to some things, depending on what you're selling. Right? Now, your headline, if it has a pitch and an offer, you can argue, the traditional LinkedIn stuff, you can argue, yeah, you can use that in sales. I would say that. I think it's the wrong sequence in the sale. But it would. Your presentations, does it sell? Let's do this. I'm doing this promptu, so please, if I know I'm going to do a good job, but I am nervous. I would go through my own stuff with you right now, right? So I'll go through a couple slides, all right? So let's judge my slide deck. Does it sell? A private club where we win the game of business. Come on, Laura. You want to win the game of business, right? It sells.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the exclusivity too, because that.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. We're not going to just let anybody. Only the interesting people. That's what y'all love. My promise you, of course it sells. This one slide alone can sell. Obviously, this is a decision-making slide. This is a serious decision-making slide. So this sells all the time. Testimonials, that sells. I can use this in sales. I can go, well, let me tell you about this little girl named Chris. She hates sales. You get it? Every single thing here is a selling point. So what kind of results do you want? Here's what most people, these are the most common results or requests we get for results. Which one do you want? See how that's a sell? It's not about, and I obviously this sells, but I'm not going to drag you through it. I'm very proud to see that I can use it on everyone. But that's my whole point. When you look at your pitch, can you use that as a value point to help someone make a decision with you, to get them closer to that yes?
Yeah.
And you can use it in sales. That's the other point. I can strip out any one of these pages and use it as a sales tactic.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, look, if you join, here's my promise to you. Hey, by the way, out of these 9 results, which most people want, 3 of them, which ones do you want? That's a sales tactic. You get it?
Yeah.
So look at your stuff. Are you talking at your audience, or are you talking about the results and desired results that they want?
So
are you talking about yourself? And again, I will tell you this. There's a lot of fluff in my pitch deck. I do not drag, and I'll say these words. I'm not going to drag you through this. I'm going to show you a couple things, right? And I don't drag them through. One that's called respect. Holy cow, is that respecting the other person? But there are some people who have different learning styles, who are going to want to read the paragraph of Game Changers. God love you. Awesome. I don't. But, there's some people who do. It's not a decision point, but it makes them go, I got more detail. Great. Will I sit there and read it with them? No. Do I skip past it when I'm on the Zoom with them? Yes. Because I don't care. And they don't unless they do. So it's okay to have other things, and not every slide needs to be important, and not every slide needs to be presented. But you can use it to sell. And so you can use your headline, your catchphrase, one of your posts, all to sell. Well, Laura, I'll pick on you. You have incredible content. Have you ever used that to someone that you're trying to work with?
No.
Well, do it. Yeah. I'm serious. No, but just think about this. Make your feature post something that you think is a great conversation with to have a prospect. That's incredible. One, it gets you more impressions and might get a comment and a like. Helps that. But it shows your authority. It says you're doing, not talking. It also says, I want you all to hear this. It says, my content's so important, right? I rely upon it as my business to educate people for real. It's just not social media posts.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at your content, could you give that to someone to sell them? Like my What the Funnel. It walks you through a LinkedIn funnel. And people don't even look at LinkedIn as a funnel. And I'm showing it's a freaking funnel. And it's amazing. And it can sell without you being gross. Of course that's a sales piece. So think about your content. And when you're putting it out there, and part of this is, does it actually add value? Now I have some silly posts, but does it have value? And when you're doing super silly posts, those are great follow-ups.
Mm-hmm.
When I used to do a lot of live conferences, I'd always take my face at the conference, and I use those as follow-up memes. People loved it. I have LinkedIn now for that. All right. I don't think I hurt your head. Oh, Laura's coming in. Maybe I did.
Oh, no, this is a totally unrelated question, so
Okay.
finish that up.
Yeah, to close it up. I don't think I hurt your head, but y'all get where I'm going with this, because some of the OCD analytical ones, you're like, now you're going to tear apart all your marketing. Go, can I sell that? Can I use that as a pitch? Can I use that in my pitch? Can I use that in my pitch? Just by itself, as a selling point of value to the other person. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
I'm wonderful. So I took your advice about, yesterday I was asking you about the guy that went kind of silent on me.
Uh-huh.
Sent out the email. Now with my CRM, I can see that he's opened it twice. How long do I wait till I reach out to him again, or just give up on the dude?
All right, so let's dissect this. So also let me bring people up to speed to the sophistication that you're using, what you're doing. Okay, so when we do our general rule of content and emails, general rule, and trust me, this rule works, is not to convert people. Yeah, you just heard me, world. Your content and your emails will not convert people. Kinda. The reason why you do that is that you're fishing. You're fishing. You're seeing, and again, you will get, if you do it right, you will get clicks, right? But that's not the point. It's the follow-up to those who open and click. That's where the sales come in. And I know everybody else that's outside my world going, that is the weirdest statement. I kind of get it now, but you got to tell me my content has to, convert, and my emails, they convert. Yeah, my emails convert too, but that's not the biggest point of the conversions. They're converting here, but all this other that can convert is when you do the follow-up. That's where the big conversions happen. So that's why I say, look at it as fishing, so that you concentrate on the next step, and that's where the money's really made. Now, that said, Laura looks at it and goes, okay, these people click. Now she's going to reach out to them personally, right? And the contrast of a super professional email or a post than a personal follow-up, that contrast makes you stand out and it makes you real. Everything in the middle does not work. Now, Laura, you have sent 2 call to action emails, 2 value emails. Tell me the 2 emails that were open. And
This is my question from yesterday, where it's like the biggest deal I've ever put out there. They were all gung ho. They had one other person that they were looking at. They decide, they went radio silent for a while. So I reached out to them, and it's like, you said you were going to make a day, and I'm paraphrasing what I said, because I didn't really say you said you were going to make a decision, but it was like, where are you how is the decision process coming along? And they reached back out to me and said, we've had all this stuff going on in our business, and we really haven't had a chance to take a look at it. We'll get back to you by the end of August. Okay, that's great. And I hadn't heard back from them. So what you suggested is I send them an email saying, strategy call. I have, hey, I'd really like to have a call with you about strategy and time frame. I have these times a day. What's good for you? And he's opened it twice, but he has not responded back.
Okay, so hold on. Let me catch everybody up this, okay? She put an offer out there. She noticed that someone opened it up. She reached out to that person. The person had a conversation, said that they want to do it, but they want to do it in a certain time frame. She's now following up with it. And with the follow-up that she's doing is a forward-moving conversation, right? Not a backwards conversation to go, hey, we're working together. Let's go, right? The assumptive attitude, which is always great. Now, in both emails, can be close to what it said that they opened. No, tell me right now.
So he opened it twice.
Yeah, but what did
Same
the email say? You
Exactly
paraphrase
what you told me. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be word for word. I guess just say it to me again.
No, but it was. I asked you about the headline and the subject and everything, and it was strategy call. And I said, Carmen, I'd love to set a call with you to discuss strategy and time frame. I have this time and this time ready. Which one works for you?
Okay. So that means obviously they're top of mind. I'm sorry, back that up. You're becoming top of mind because they keep opening it, right? So they're thinking about you. Maybe not top of mind, so I'm sorry about that, but you get my point, right?
Yep.
Okay. Have you done the same message on LinkedIn?
I have not, but I will try that.
Absolutely need to do that. When you do these, do it on LinkedIn as well. Okay. Part of the energy of this, and y'all listen, when you're doing your follow-up and your conversations, you should always use LinkedIn, because one of the energies of those who are on LinkedIn, one of the reasons why they're there, despite this expert who said, what do you hope to get out of spending your time on LinkedIn, is to get appointments, thus clients, right? So people are in appointment mode setting when they're looking at LinkedIn. Y'all get that? All right, this is a little Jedi trick I'm throwing out there for you. So have the scheduled conversation there. Otherwise, what are they doing on LinkedIn? Now, part of this means, though, you might not be the scheduled or the appointments they're trying to get on LinkedIn, which I get. Okay, but listen to this. I'm reading some tea leaves here. If they actually respond back to you on LinkedIn in a quick manner, if it takes them a week, that's an indicator. It takes them within 24 hours, that's a super indicator. That means they're on LinkedIn trying to grow their business. You understand? So despite what they say, they're trying to grow business. So then you change your conversation to what their goal is. Right? So I would come back at that if they're going on a LinkedIn path going, hey, y'all, and please understand this. You do this with integrity. You do this for real. You put the work in ahead of time so that you can stand by this, because we know when you can't. Unlike the guy who told my entire dissertation review of my thing without even asking, by the way, does that make you money? Which, by the way, it does. So I ain't going to change it. And it makes y'all money too, right? Doesn't make me money. It makes y'all money too, right? Hello. Anyway, Sorry, that's funny. So what you're going to say to them is, hey, I have some, if you know that, look at them. I have a couple ideas with you I want to share with you. That's going to help you do X. See, you're feeding into the selfishness, which is okay. Selfishness is not bad, y'all. Y'all know that, right? Selfishness is not bad. Like, I'm very selfish with my wife. Sometimes I let my kids hang out with her, right? You get it? You get it? All right, you got it. Cool. So, what you play into that need and look, review, give a little audit of what you know of them, and then come up with some ideas that can help them, some pro tips. You've got tons of them. Say, hey, listen, I got some things I just did. Love to share it with you. I think it's going to really help you. Oh, okay, cool. Understand?
Yep.
Okay. Now, that also works within emails. And if you want to keep the email more professional, like that's where the schedule of that subject matter is, then you can leave it there. But this is a different conversation. It's a different approach. It's a different platform. You understand? This is your, Laura, check this out, please. This email is your professional marketing. This LinkedIn, and this is why you don't be gross, pitch slapping people, is your personal conversations. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. And that's a difference of having a nice promo that's polished. You should have it with the high contrast of a super personal outreach. So they can justify, Laura, for their ego, their fragile ego, which we all have. Yeah. I want to know what Laura's... I like Laura. You know, because to hold the truth, Laura, they like you. Mm-hmm. They trust you. Right? And they're interested. They're browsing. And this is, by the way, I want to give this word to you. The emails, I say go fishing. Your social media posts, your email, all your content is for fishing to get people to browse your brand. Browse your brand so that you can go, oh, may I help you? Right? That's the whole point. When someone walks into your store, you go, may I help you? You don't go, well, they didn't buy anything yet. No, you got to get out there. You got to like check them out. Yeah, hey, let me help you. So he's browsing your brand in a serious way. Change the conversation on a different platform. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Let me know how that goes. And we can get more specific because I know that there's particulars in that. So just call me. Glenn, yes, sir.
So just want to share a personal kind of thing with that. So similar situation. Obviously, now's the time of year super busy with schools. School starting up, all the craziness. So I just closed out a project with Grand Canyon University and have been waiting to kind of have a further conversation with them after doing all the assessment work and, okay, let's talk about next steps. And so one of the things I did, because I'm doing the same thing, I'm watching them open emails. It's like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? This is the same group that opened up my proposal 75 times before I finally got the contract. I'm not exaggerating. So what I did last week is I left a voice message on both the director and assistant director's phones, realizing that I was most probably going to get their voice message, but just as another way of reaching out to them, just saying, hey, just following up, yada, yada, yada. And today I got an email from the assistant director saying, hey, Glenn, as you said in your email, we're slammed. I am out on a conference. I promise you next week, I'm going to reach back out to you. So just adding a third way of reaching out to try and get them to make a response to you.
That's awesome. And what you're showing up, and I'm going to stress this over a little bit over here for when you have the conversation back to pain points. Yep, I'm doing the whole circle for you. When you don't do that kind of stuff, right? And here's a solution the way you want it, and those pain points come up again on their own. This person cares. This person left me a voicemail and an email. He really cares. He's going to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? That's what those touches do. So when that challenge comes up again, you'll be memorable of, okay, who can help me? Oh yeah, Laura can help me. And I can trust her to help me. You dig? That's what you got to build within your follow-up. Your follow-up reputation has to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you try to figure out all the different things to make sure you're on point to what do they actually need right now. Because maybe and by the way, let me also say this. This is also why you don't jump in on it on the pain points. This is also why you don't jump in on it with just telling them what they're doing wrong. You actually ask them, where do they want to go? Right? Because sometimes you're having the wrong conversation. And you just locked yourself into a singular solution for a specific problem that it might not be the biggest problem to them right now. They got bigger problems at the moment. And the problem with that is you can generally help those bigger problems too. But if they felt like they were able to craft the solution with you, you become the problem solver. Understand? Not the niche provider. Yeah, I think y'all are going to vote this one to be a gold one. What do y'all think? This episode? No? Not yet? Too early? Too behind the scenes? All right, there we go. Awesome. All right, Dan's filling up chat a lot. We got Dan's adding value, and I love it, so don't stop. Is there anything you did want to throw out there verbally?
Yeah, my only question that I threw out there that I didn't get a response on was published discounts. Like there's an owner group that I was part of for many years, and I tend to, if I engage with somebody or I'm proposing to somebody that we start an engagement and they've been part of that organization, I usually discount the initial assessment because I know the training they've gone through. We have the same vernacular because we were in that association. It streamlines things. So that's one way I kind of recognize that. But I'm not sure if I have a discount. It's like, do I have a discount in the first place? And if I do, is that something that I published to attract maybe somebody to come to you? Or is that just something that I have in my back pocket?
So you can listen, y'all can have different pricing on your offers. I kind of do. Y'all know that. I kind of do. And the only discounts I give if it actually saves me money. My discounts save me money. Right? So the difference between the pro membership and the winner circle is the winner circle, I'm building a funnel that y'all see all day long, 15 grand, 16 grand, but you get the point. Mm-hmm. If I don't have to do that, okay, that's a pro membership. Take that off. That's a legitimate way to meet you where you are in your budget. That's different. Now, if you have someone who's part of something and you have common language that saves you time and you can legitimately say, hey, I can give you a good deal because I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. We only have to focus on this. That's great. That's a reason to give a deal, not a discount. It's a deal.
Okay.
Right? That's different. It's okay to give people deals when it saves you money.
Okay.
Always.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. That said, friends, stay right there. Players at home, I think that's a wrap. I think we did great today. That was awesome. I'm giving you this. I'm giving you this. Yeah. So what we learned today is don't be gross. Actually have a conversation. Don't leverage pain points. When you're doing your LinkedIn, if your banner, your headline is set up right, you can actually use it as sales points. Everything you should do within your marketing should be able to something to add value to other people or speak to their desires. Not about you. It's about them. So you can use it within your sales. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you sell. That said, go ahead and hit this boop, 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 like, subscribe, and that wonderful bell.
Thanks for playing. Got something to say? Reach out at play@GameChangersTalkShow.com.
Two phones. You notice
What
that?
you've
Did you
just
see that?
heard are the opinions, ramblings, and maybe a dash of wisdom from our hosts and guests. Any resemblance to real persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental and, frankly, pretty impressive. Always remember, we might be entertaining, but we're not always right. Till next time, game on.